Did you know that 60% of the world's soils are degraded, impacting food production and plant health? But here's the good news: improving your soil quality doesn't have to be hard or expensive. In this video, we'll share simple, proven tips that can boost your soil instantly, helping you grow healthier plants and increase your yields. Hey everyone, welcome back to Channel Name. If you're dreaming of healthier plants, bigger blooms, or a more productive vegetable garden, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into some easy, actionable tips to instantly improve your soil quality. Let's get started. First up, organic matter is your soil's best friend. Whether it's compost, aged manure, or even kitchen scraps like vegetable peels, adding organic material improves soil structure, enhances water retention, and boosts microbial activity. Spread a layer over your soil, mix it in, and watch your plants thrive. Adding organic matter to soil is a fundamental practice for improving soil health and fertility. Organic matter consists of decomposed plant and animal material, such as compost, manure, cover crops, and mulch. Here's a more detailed look at the benefits and methods of adding organic matter. 1. Improves soil structure. Organic matter helps to bind soil particles together, creating a crumbly structure. This improves aeration, making it easier for roots to grow, and it allows for better water infiltration. In sandy soils, organic matter helps to hold moisture, while in clay soils, it helps to prevent compaction and improve drainage. 2. Increases nutrient retention. Soil rich in organic matter holds nutrients more effectively. It helps retain essential minerals like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, preventing them from washing away through rain or irrigation. As organic matter decomposes, it releases nutrients in a form that plants can use, improving plant growth and reducing the need for chemical fertilizers. 3. Enhances microbial activity. Organic matter provides food for soil microorganisms, which play a crucial role in nutrient cycling. The activity of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes helps break down organic material, making nutrients available to plants. A healthy population of soil microbes also helps suppress harmful pathogens and promotes plant health. 4. Improves water holding capacity. Organic matter can hold up to 20 times its weight in water, which makes it an excellent tool for improving water retention in the soil. This is particularly important in areas prone to drought or in soils with poor water holding capacity. 5. Reduces erosion. Adding organic matter to the soil increases its ability to hold together and prevents erosion, especially on sloped or sandy land. Organic material also helps to protect the soil surface from the impact of raindrops, which can cause soil particles to detach and wash away. 6. Reduces soil compaction. Soils that are heavily compacted can be difficult for roots to penetrate, which restricts plant growth. Organic matter helps to loosen compacted soil, improving root penetration and overall plant growth. 7. Regulates soil pH. Organic matter can help buffer the pH of soil, making it more neutral. This is important because extreme soil pH, too acidic or too alkaline, can hinder plant nutrient uptake. Organic matter helps to balance pH, making the soil environment more suitable for a wider range of plants. Methods of adding organic matter. Compost. Compost is a decomposed mixture of organic materials, like food scraps, leaves, and yard waste. It's one of the best ways to add organic matter to soil. Compost can be spread directly over garden beds or mixed into the soil. Manure. Well-decomposed manure is an excellent source of organic matter and nutrients. Be sure to use aged manure to prevent burning plants and reduce the risk of pathogens. Cover crops. Growing cover crops such as clover, vetch, or rye in the off-season helps to increase organic matter when these crops are tilled into the soil. This also helps to fix nitrogen, improving soil fertility. Mulching. Mulch made from organic materials such as wood chips, straw, or grass clippings can be applied on the soil surface. Over time, it breaks down, enriching the soil with organic matter. Green manures. These are plants grown specifically to be incorporated into the soil to improve its organic content. They're often fast-growing and are usually tilled in before they set seed. Tips for successful application. Balance organic materials. To avoid overloading the soil with one type of organic material, aim for a balanced mix of carbon-rich, brown, and nitrogen-rich, green, materials. This ensures proper decomposition. Avoid overworking the soil. Overtilling can damage soil structure and disrupt microbial activity. It's best to add organic matter and let the soil organisms break it down naturally. Frequency. Adding organic matter once or twice a year can significantly improve soil health. However, frequent small additions may be more effective than one large application. By regularly adding organic matter to your soil, you can create a more sustainable and productive growing environment. Adding organic matter to soil is an essential practice for improving soil health and enhancing plant growth. Organic matter consists of plant residues, animal manure, compost, and other decomposed materials that are rich in carbon and nutrients. Here's a detailed look at its benefits and how to add it effectively. 1. Improve soil structure. Organic matter helps create a crumbly, loose soil structure, improving aeration and water infiltration. This is particularly beneficial in heavy clay soils, which tend to compact easily, and in sandy soils, which drain water too quickly. The improved structure ensures that roots can penetrate the soil more easily and access nutrients and water. 2. Increases water holding capacity. Soils with higher organic matter can retain moisture more effectively, reducing the need for frequent irrigation. This is particularly beneficial in drought-prone areas. Organic matter helps bind water molecules, making them available to plant roots for longer periods. 3. Enhances nutrient availability. Organic matter contains a wide variety of nutrients, including nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and micronutrients. As organic material decomposes, these nutrients are released slowly into the soil, providing plants with a consistent nutrient supply. This helps improve plant growth without the need for synthetic fertilizers. 4. Boosts soil biology. Soil organisms, including bacteria, fungi, earthworms, and other microorganisms, thrive on organic matter. These organisms break down organic material, improving soil fertility and creating a healthy soil ecosystem. The increased microbial activity can also help control pests and diseases by promoting beneficial organisms. 5. Reduces erosion. Organic matter helps bind soil particles together, reducing erosion caused by wind or water. The improved soil structure and increased organic content make it more resistant to compaction and erosion, which is especially important on sloped land. 6. Increases cation exchange capacity, CEC. CEC is a measure of the soil's ability to hold on to essential nutrients. Organic matter enhances CEC by providing binding sites for nutrients, ensuring they are retained in the soil for plant use. This makes the soil more efficient at storing nutrients, reducing nutrient leaching, and improving plant nutrition. 7. Reduces soil acidity or alkalinity. Adding organic matter can help buffer the pH of the soil, making it more neutral. This is particularly useful in acidic or alkaline soils, where nutrient availability can be limited. How to add organic matter. Composting. Composting organic waste like fruit and vegetable scraps, lawn clippings, and leaves turns it into a nutrient-rich material that can be added to your garden or farm soil. Composting at home or using a local composting service can be an effective and environmentally friendly way to recycle organic matter. Manure. Well-aged or composted animal manure is another excellent source of organic matter. Manure from cows, chickens, and horses is rich in nutrients, but it should be composted to avoid burning plants or introducing harmful pathogens. Cover crops. Growing cover crops like clover, vetch, or rye in between your main crops can add organic matter to the soil when they decompose. These plants also help prevent soil erosion and fix nitrogen in the soil, further enriching the environment for plant growth. Mulching. Organic mulches, such as straw, wood chips, or shredded leaves, can be spread on the soil surface to decompose over time. Mulching helps conserve moisture, reduce weeds, and add organic matter as it breaks down. Green manures. Green manures are plants grown specifically to be tilled back into the soil, These fast-growing plants, like alfalfa or clover, are rich in nutrients and, when turned into the soil, decompose and contribute organic matter. Biochar. Biochar is a form of charcoal created from organic materials. It is often used as a soil amendment because it holds nutrients and water, and it can improve soil structure and fertility over time. Conclusion. Adding organic matter is one of the most effective ways to improve soil health. By enriching your soil with organic material, you create a thriving ecosystem that supports healthy plant growth, conserves water, and reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers and pesticides. Whether through compost, manure, mulching, or cover crops, there are many ways to enrich your soil and enhance its fertility. Next, test your soil. Knowing your soil's pH and nutrient levels can save you time and money. Most plants prefer a slightly acidic to neutral pH, around 6.0 to 7.0. If your soil is off balance, you can amend it with lime, sulfur, or specialized fertilizers. Soil testing is an essential practice for gardeners, landscapers, and farmers alike. It helps to assess the health of your soil and determine which nutrients it may be lacking. Testing your soil provides valuable insights into how you can improve its structure, pH levels, and nutrient balance to optimize plant growth. Why test your Understand nutrient levels. Soil testing reveals the levels of essential nutrients like nitrogen, N, phosphorus, P, potassium, K, and trace minerals. Knowing the current nutrient balance allows you to avoid over-fertilizing, which can be wasteful and harmful to the environment. Optimize fertilizer use. Soil tests help you determine the right amount of fertilizer to apply. This helps save money and prevent nutrient runoff into nearby water sources. Adjust pH levels. The pH of the soil affects how well plants can absorb nutrients. A test can tell you if your soil is too acidic or alkaline and suggest ways to amend it for optimal plant health. Prevent common plant problems. If you're noticing stunted growth, yellowing leaves, or other plant problems, it could be related to nutrient deficiencies or imbalances. A soil test can pinpoint the cause of these issues and guide your corrective actions. Enhance soil structure. Soil tests can help you understand whether your soil is too sandy, clay, or loamy, which affects drainage, aeration, and root development. Based on the results, you can take steps to amend your soil for better plant performance. How to test your soil. Gather a sample. Collect soil samples from various spots in your garden or field. Avoid areas that have been recently fertilized. Use a clean spade, trowel, or soil probe to dig down 4 to 6 inches deep. For lawns, take a shallow sample. Mix the soil samples together in a clean container to create a composite sample that represents the overall soil. Send your sample to a laboratory. Many local agricultural extension offices or independent labs offer soil testing services. Some even provide specific recommendations based on your soil's test results. Some home test kits are available, but they may not be as accurate or comprehensive as professional lab services. Interpret the results. Soil tests will show the levels of key nutrients and the pH of your soil. They may also provide a fertility index or recommendations for improving soil quality based on the results. Consider the needs of the plants you want to grow when interpreting the results. Different plants require different nutrient levels and pH ranges. When to test your soil. Before planting. Test your soil before planting anything new to ensure the soil is properly prepared for the crops or plants you want to grow. Regularly for established plants. Test every few years to track changes in soil health and to monitor long-term fertility. When plant problems arise, if you notice issues like poor growth, discolored leaves, or low yields, testing the soil can provide crucial insights into the problem. Tips for improving soil health based on test results. Adjust pH. If your soil is too acidic, low pH, add lime to raise the pH. If it's too alkaline, high pH, incorporate sulfur or organic matter to lower it. Add fertilizers. Based on nutrient deficiencies revealed in the test, apply the necessary fertilizers to replenish key nutrients. Amend the soil. If your soil is too compacted or has poor drainage, adding organic matter like compost, mulch, or manure can improve its structure. Conclusion. Testing your soil is a simple yet powerful tool for understanding and improving your garden's or farm's soil health. By regularly testing your soil and following the recommendations based on the results, you can create a more sustainable growing environment that leads to healthier, more productive plants. Mulching is a game changer. A good layer of mulch, like straw, wood chips, or shredded leaves, protects your soil from erosion, locks in moisture, and suppresses weeds. Plus, as it breaks down, it adds nutrients to your soil. Win-win. Mulch like a pro refers to the proper techniques and best practices for applying mulch in your garden or landscaping projects to ensure it is effective and beneficial. Mulching is a critical part of maintaining healthy soil, promoting plant growth, and reducing maintenance tasks such as weeding and watering. Here's a more detailed guide to help you mulch like a pro. 1. Choosing the right mulch. Organic mulches. These include wood chips, bark, shredded leaves, grass clippings, and straw. Organic mulches decompose over time, adding valuable nutrients to the soil. They also help improve soil structure. Inorganic mulches. Options like rubber, gravel, and stones provide long-lasting coverage and are typically used for decorative purposes. While they don't add nutrients to the soil, they help control weeds and conserve moisture. 2. Preparing the area. Clear the area, remove weeds, old mulch, and debris from the area where you plan to apply mulch. This ensures that the new mulch layer will be in direct contact with the soil. Level the soil. Ensure the soil is smooth and even, which helps in creating a uniform mulch layer and allows for better water absorption. Edge the garden beds. Use edging tools or materials to create clean, defined borders for the mulch. This keeps the mulch in place and enhances the aesthetic appeal of the garden. 3. Applying mulch properly. Thickness. Apply mulch in a layer that's 2 to 4 inches thick. Too much mulch can suffocate plants and trap excess moisture, leading to rot, while too little won't be effective at weed suppression or moisture. Keep mulch away from plant stems and tree trunks. Pile mulch too high against plants, tree trunks, or stems, as it can cause rot and attract pests. Create a small gap around the base of plants, about 1 to 2 inches from the stems. Spread evenly. Ensure the mulch is spread evenly across the bed. Use a rake or your hands to smooth it out to avoid areas where mulch might be thicker or thinner than desired. 4. When to mulch. Spring. Early spring is an ideal time to mulch, right after the soil has warmed up and before the heat of summer kicks in. This helps retain moisture during the growing season. Fall. Mulching in the fall can help protect plants from extreme winter temperatures. It provides insulation to roots and prevents frost from damaging the soil. 5. Maintaining mulch. Top it off. Mulch naturally decomposes over time, so you'll need to replenish it yearly or as needed. Check the thickness of the layer and add more mulch to maintain its effectiveness. Fluffing it up. After a few months, mulch can become compacted. Rake or fluff the mulch regularly to maintain its light, airy texture for proper water drainage. Weed management. While mulch is an excellent weed suppressant, it's important to check for any weeds that may have sprouted through the mulch and pull them out as needed. 6. Avoiding common mistakes. Overmulching. A thick layer of mulch can restrict oxygen and water from reaching the soil. It's important to stay within the recommended 2 to 4 inch range. Using fresh mulch made from wood chips or bark can rob the soil of nitrogen as it decomposes. Allow it to age for a few months or mix it with compost to avoid this. Mulching too close to trees. When mulching around trees, avoid piling mulch directly against the tree trunk. This can cause rot and make trees more susceptible to pests. 7. Benefits of mulching like a pro. Weed control. Mulch blocks sunlight from reaching weed seeds, helping to prevent weeds from sprouting. Moisture retention. It acts as a barrier to reduce evaporation, helping to keep the soil moist for longer, especially in hot weather. Soil insulation. Mulch helps protect plant roots from extreme temperatures, keeping the soil cooler in summer and warmer in winter. Aesthetic appeal. Properly applied mulch can give your garden beds a polished, uniform appearance, enhancing the overall look of your landscaping. By following these tips and best practices, you'll be able to mulch like a pro, creating a healthy, thriving garden while reducing maintenance tasks. For vegetable gardeners, crop rotation is a must. Planting the same crops in the same spot year after year depletes soil nutrients and can lead to pest issues. Switch things up by rotating your plants to different areas each season. Your soil and plants will thank you. Crop rotation is an agricultural practice where different crops are grown in a sequence on the same piece of land to improve soil health, reduce pest and disease buildup, and enhance farm productivity. It's a method that helps maintain the long-term sustainability of agricultural systems. Here's more on the concept of crop rotation. 1. Benefits of crop rotation. Improved soil health. Different crops have different nutrient needs. For example, legumes like peas or beans have the ability to fix nitrogen from the air into the soil, enriching the soil for subsequent crops. By rotating crops, the soil is not depleted of specific nutrients, and the overall fertility of the land improves. Pest and disease control. Many pests and diseases are crop-specific. By rotating crops, pests and pathogens that target a particular plant species will not have the chance to build up over time, reducing the risk of large-scale infestations. Weed management. Different crops often have different growing patterns. Some crops may shade out weeds more effectively, while others may provide a natural deterrent to specific weeds. Crop rotation helps reduce weed populations, limiting the need for herbicides. Reduced erosion. Certain crops are better at preventing soil erosion, especially when planted in the off-season. Rotating crops with deep roots and cover crops can help anchor the soil and prevent it from washing away during heavy rains. Increased biodiversity. Growing a variety of crops instead of monocultures encourages a more diverse ecosystem. It can attract different beneficial insects, such as pollinators and natural predators of pests. 2. Types of crop rotation systems. Simple rotation involves alternating between 2 or 3 different crops. For example, planting corn one year, soybeans the next, and then a different crop like wheat in the third year. Complex rotation involves rotating a wider range of crops over several years. This can include cereals, legumes, root crops, and even cover crops to build up soil organic matter and improve soil structure. Legume-based rotation. Legumes, such as peas, beans, and lentils, are often included in crop rotation because they have the ability to fix nitrogen in the soil, replenishing this essential nutrient for other crops. Perennial crop rotation. Sometimes, perennial crops like alfalfa or clover are used in rotation. These crops are planted once and harvested multiple times over several years, offering more stability and long-term soil benefits. 3. Principles of crop rotation. Diversity. A key principle of crop rotation is the diversity of plant families. Different plant families, e.g., grasses, legumes, root vegetables, have different nutritional and water needs, as well as distinct pest and disease profiles. Avoiding monoculture. Growing the same crop on the same land year after year, monoculture, can lead to soil degradation, increased pest problems, and reduced yields. Rotation helps prevent this by breaking the cycle of monoculture dependence. Timing. Timing is essential for successful crop rotation. Crops should be rotated in such a way that they complement one another's growth patterns, with consideration for harvest and planting times. This optimizes space and resource use across seasons. 4. Examples of crop rotation patterns. 2-year rotation. A simple 2-year cycle could involve planting a nitrogen-fixing legume, like beans, followed by a heavy-feeding crop, like corn. The beans restore nitrogen in the soil, while the corn benefits from the enriched soil. 3-year rotation. A more complex system could involve rotating wheat, beans, and corn. Wheat might be planted in the first year, beans the next, and then corn before the cycle starts again. 4-year rotation. A 4-year cycle might include wheat, corn, soybeans, and a cover crop like clover or alfalfa to improve soil fertility and prevent erosion. 5. Challenges and considerations. Initial investment. Setting up a crop rotation system can require additional planning, especially if farmers need to invest in different types of seeds, equipment, or labor for diverse crops. Market demand. Crop rotation must be aligned with market demand. A farmer may need to adjust their rotation based on which crops have the most lucrative markets or the best access to buyers. Knowledge and expertise. Crop rotation requires knowledge of the specific needs of each crop, the local soil conditions, and the environment. A poor understanding can lead to a poorly executed rotation that may not yield the expected benefits. Climate and soil conditions. Some crops may not be suited to every climate or soil type, which makes it crucial to select rotations that align with local environmental conditions. 6. Conclusion. Crop rotation is a sustainable agricultural practice that has been used for centuries. It not only helps maintain healthy soils and reduce pests and diseases but also contributes to higher yields and environmental conservation. By incorporating crop rotation into farming systems, farmers can improve the resilience of their land and reduce their dependence on chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and herbicides. This practice is an integral part of agroecology, offering an effective solution for the modern challenges of sustainable farming. Planting cover crops, like clover or rye, during the off-season can enrich your soil. These plants prevent erosion, suppress weeds, and when tilled back into the soil, add valuable organic matter and nutrients. Using cover crops in agriculture. Cover crops are plants that are grown primarily to improve the health and productivity of the soil rather than for harvest. They are commonly used in farming and gardening to achieve a variety of benefits, including soil erosion prevention, nutrient cycling, and enhanced soil structure. Here's an expanded look at how cover crops can be effectively utilized in agricultural practices. 1. Soil erosion control. Cover crops are often used to prevent soil erosion. Their root systems help bind the soil particles together, making it less likely for wind and water to wash away the soil. This is particularly important in regions with heavy rainfall or where wind erosion is a concern. Plants like clover, rye, and vetch are known for their ability to cover the soil and protect it from erosive forces. 2. Improving soil structure. The root systems of cover crops break up compacted soil, allowing air, water, and nutrients to reach deeper soil layers. This improves soil porosity and promotes better drainage. For example, deep-rooted cover crops like radishes or certain grasses help break up hardpan layers and improve soil aeration. 3. Nutrient cycling. Cover crops can improve soil fertility by fixing nitrogen in the soil. Leguminous plants like clover, peas, and beans have the ability to capture nitrogen from the air and convert it into a form that can be used by other plants. This reduces the need for synthetic fertilizers, making farming more sustainable and cost-effective. Other cover crops, like mustard or buckwheat, help to release other vital nutrients back into the soil as they decompose. 4. Weed suppression. Cover crops can also act as a natural weed suppressant. The dense growth of cover crops shades the soil, preventing weed seeds from germinating and growing. This reduces the need for herbicides and manual weeding. Grasses and legumes, for instance, are particularly effective in outcompeting weeds and preventing them from establishing themselves. 5. Pest control. Some cover crops can be used as a form of natural pest control. Certain plants, like mustard or marigolds, can attract beneficial insects that prey on pests harmful to crops. Additionally, some cover crops, such as rye, may produce allelopathic compounds that inhibit the growth of pests and pathogens in the soil. 6. Reducing soil compaction. By using cover crops, especially deep-rooted varieties like radishes or certain grasses, farmers can combat soil compaction, a common problem in fields that are frequently plowed or heavily trafficked by machinery. These cover crops penetrate the soil and loosen compacted layers, improving water infiltration and root penetration for future crops. 7. Moisture retention. Cover crops can help maintain soil moisture by reducing surface evaporation. Their canopy provides shade to the soil, keeping it cooler and preventing the rapid loss of water, especially in hot and dry climates. This is beneficial in regions where irrigation resources are limited or where dry spells are common. 8. Enhancing biodiversity. Growing a variety of cover crops increases biodiversity on farms by providing habitats for beneficial insects, birds, and other wildlife. This biodiversity can improve the overall health of the farm ecosystem and support a more resilient agricultural system. 9. Types of cover crops. There are many types of cover crops, and their selection depends on the goals of the farmer and the region's climate. Some common cover crops include legumes, e.g., clover, peas, beans excellent for nitrogen fixation. Grasses, e.g., rye, oats, barley good for erosion control and improving soil structure. Brassicas, e.g., mustard, radishes used for breaking up compacted soil and pest control. Buckwheat, fast-growing and great for weed suppression and attracting pollinators. 10. Integrating cover crops into crop rotation. Cover crops are used in crop rotation systems to break pest and disease cycles, improve soil health, and enhance overall farm productivity. By rotating different crops and incorporating cover crops in between main crop cycles, farmers can maintain healthy soil and reduce reliance on chemical inputs. Conclusion. Incorporating cover crops into agricultural systems offers a range of environmental, economic, and agronomic benefits. By improving soil health, reducing the need for chemical inputs, and providing protection against erosion and pests, cover crops contribute to sustainable farming practices and long-term agricultural productivity. Bonus tip: avoid overtilling. Finally, avoid overtilling. While tilling can loosen compacted soil, overdoing it can disrupt beneficial soil organisms and lead to erosion. Instead, opt for minimal disturbance methods like hand digging or using a broad fork. There you have it, simple tips to give your soil a boost instantly. Remember, healthy soil means healthy plants. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up, share it with your gardening friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more gardening tips and tricks. Happy gardening!